gets a power up, then 4-4, he fights everybody off, then Goku shows up.
Yeah.
So what? But earlier in the arc, Goku takes out most of the Ginyu Force.
Because I want to interject, actually. I actually want to
interject. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I apologize for that. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, no, it's cool. So, yeah, as far as storytelling goes as well, so Goku shows up, right? And this is how you build to the big baby face versus the huge heel, right? And this is where we're getting into wrestling.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Ricky Morton is, you take a baby face, you take a heel, and they beat everybody until they meet. That's Goku and Frieza.
And
that's
just like
Goku
the tournaments. Just like the tournaments. And you also mentioned the tournaments. What about King of the Ring? How do you build a huge baby face, right? How did The Rock become The Rock? That freaking King of the Ring.
No, tournaments have been around forever, not just in wrestling and Vale Tudo, which is the original MMA. And
TNA's reverse tournament.
Oh, the reverse. Yeah, but Vince Russo classic. But tournaments have always, I think, it's just very simple. I mean, hell, AEW does like 10 of them a year. It's just simple storytelling, bro. And they've existed in martial arts for years. And that's what Dragon Ball's rooted in.
Yeah.
Wrestling is probably not rooted in martial arts, but there is martial arts in wrestling. So there you go.
And like we say, the one common thing that like brings them together is the fight of good versus evil, right? No matter what. And a lot of people, I remember hearing this somewhere, a lot of people like to say, oh, wrestling's more of a gray area. And it's like, at the end of the day, people still boo one person and they still cheer the other. Even Rock versus Hogan, 2002. They still had to boo one guy and cheer the other, right? And in Dragon Ball, you got a face versus face. Let me think of the tournament, Goku versus Jackie Chun, right? The first tournament, face versus face.
Yeah,
but I mean, the audience is probably cheering Goku because he's the protagonist. But then you got other people, wanting Jackie Chun to win because he's funny, charismatic, right? But at the end of the day, you still got to cheer one guy and boo the other, right?
And I like that story because that was the master and the student, which if you follow Japanese wrestling, and me and Draven on the KLB have made this joke, all Japan only did 3 storylines, just with different guys. Teacher versus student, high school rivals, and American Gaijin versus Japanese.
And they're all over.
Go back and watch 90s All Japan. Literally, it is the same storyline, slightly different with different guys done over, and it always worked.
It always gets over. It always
gets over. The Japanese love, one of the best things that they did in Japan, very smart, is they would take a monster from America, Bruiser Brody, Vader, Stan Hansen, and he would kill all the Japanese guys, and then you had Misawa or whoever come in and beat them, and the Japanese go nuts. But the Japanese still respect Abdullah the Butcher, Stan Hansen. Every time Stan Hansen goes to Japan and they introduce him and he waves, the crowd pops because even though they hated him in the 90s, they respected him, bro. And I love that about that culture. The reason why I'm bringing up Japanese wrestling is this Japanese show, Dragon Ball.
I like that you brought up Japan because I actually made a video on a lot of pro wrestling's biggest influences on Dragon Ball. And I mentioned how, how in movie 10, right, there was a, what's it called? There's that, like, they had pro wrestling references, Abdul the Butcher and that Road Warrior looking dude.
Was that movie 9?
Oh, yeah, movie 9, Bojack.
Yeah.
So the dude with the Road Warrior fit, I made a point that he might not have been the Road Warriors, but he was maybe the Hellraisers. Remember when Road Warrior Hawk went to Japan
with Katsuki Sasaki?
Yeah, and that was around the time that movie 9 was made. So I have a good point. If you guys check out that video, which I will clip to this video, you can look that up. That is real nerdy stuff.
That's good shit though.
I had to research real hard on that, but yeah. But now that we're talking about like action, I want to move into more like psychology. And there's a clip of Big Show that I'm like him talking on Steve Austin's podcast that I'm gonna splice in this.